Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a couple weeks. Welcome to 2021. I missed you guys. And all the Romero picture shows we're back in action for 2021. Hope everybody had a good Christmas, good New Year's, and looking forward to a spectacular 2021 because, you know, as they say, 2020 is in hindsight. Or is it hindsight is 2020? You didn't come here for a comedy act, right? Right. Yeah. Sometimes you get it unintentionally. Anyway, glad you're here. Glad to be back. Dronecav 2021 style. Changing it up a bit. You thought last year was good. Wait till this year. Amazing, amazing, cool stuff. Just briefly, I'm not giving too much away. Got a lot of things growing and evolving and coming into play. We're going to be, of course, talking about the newest technology in aerial cinematography. We have got some really cool drones about to hit the market. Better cameras, better ground-based handheld cameras, small camera systems, software for your mobile devices. We've talked about this some already, like shooting with your iPhone and a gimbal. Man, get out there and shoot stuff. You don't need to spend $1 zillion to just shoot some stuff. So those obstacles are gone. Those excuses are gone. Again, you work your way up to the bigger, better stuff as you move along. But there are some people cranking out some good stuff with small handheld cameras, even iPhones and Android smartphones, because the cameras are getting that good. And, you know, again, don't forget about the technique. It's not always having the best equipment, it's knowing what to do with it. If you know the techniques, if you know the right software to use, and you know how to use that software, you can squeeze some pretty amazing imagery out of your mobile devices. Again, people shortchange a phone. Hey, they've got great cameras, and if you don't have anything else, don't let that be a stopping point for you. Get out there and shoot with that. So we're going to be talking a lot about that kind of stuff, but then some other directions. We talk a little bit about technology, computers, tablets, things like that. We're going to be getting into that more because we've got more and better software coming for your editing on the fly or in the field or moving around or whatever. So you can get more done while you're in motion. Again, freeing you up from the obstacles of, I can't do that because XYZ. I have to get back here. I have to do. We're going to talk about ways to make you productive on the move in the field. And you know, I love run and gun. I mean, you can do it and you can learn so much about your equipment. So again, we're going to talk about different things like that. So anyway, I get excited about that because it's so cool. I love to see these results and somebody says, hi, you know what I shot that on? No, what? Well, and then you're like, oh, wow, you know, but you just know the techniques, or they know the techniques and how to do it. So anyway, enough on that. Some other things. Live guests. We are putting together some really cool, I mean really cool live guests that are going to bring such good information to you about, of course, aerial cinematography, how they've used it in their projects, how they look forward to using it in future projects, as well as other things from the writing perspective, the creation perspective, the team building, getting the cast and the crew together, just all the facets of doing a short. And one of my guests will be coming on, not to give too much away, a director I've worked with some, I've talked about him before. I think he's going to be a wealth of knowledge, and so look forward to some of these upcoming guests. Personal excitement. This Saturday, January 9th, a film I shot for is premiering at the AMC Disney Springs Theater. Yeah, on the giant big screen over at Disney. So that's going to be kind of cool to go over and see that. And might even get a preview of that later on. So I apologize for the noise. We have an aircraft coming over. Again, you gotta watch those manned aircraft when you're flying your drone, right? Right? ADSB. And that brings up a good point for another episode to look forward to. Going to be getting into the regulatory changes for flying a drone that were just released by the FAA concerning remote ID, certification requirements, things like that. It is changing, it is evolving, it is serious. It's not something to be taken lightly or taken for granted or be irresponsible with. We are having drones now hit manned aircraft, causing problems. We don't want to see a story on the news. All right, I'm unbudging about that. There is one way to fly, and that's safely. So again, we're always going to sprinkle a little bit of safety in probably every episode. So if you have any questions about that, or any concerns, or you're ready to go get your 107, I can coach you through that. So get in touch with me. You know I'm a mentor on the Indy Brigade. I can mentor you through your studies to get your Part 107 to fly legally and responsibly. Believe me, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. All right, so now we've got all that done, all the housekeeping, okay? Christmas, what'd you get for Christmas? In the comments, tell me what you got for Christmas. If you got something cool, if you got something not cool, you got everything you got's cool if you got a gift, right? It's cool to get a gift. Put it in the comments. I'm curious, I'm nosy, I just want to know what you got. I want to show you a few goodies I got. Exciting stuff. I love getting gifts. I love getting, if you want to send me gifts, send. I'm just horrible. First of all, you'll notice it's kind of a dim, gray, hazy, been raining, nasty day. That's why we're not flying drones today. But we are sipping fresh coffee. That was a Christmas gift. Brother-in-law got me a really cool coffee maker and a big giant bag of Death Wish coffee, so that was a cool gift to get. Love it. Just been over caffeinated, like you can probably tell I am now. So we know caffeine fuels the drone cav, right? Okay, so some cool drone stuff I got. Some really cool stuff. First of all, you know what that is? It's disguised. I'll show you. It is my trusty landing pad. I'm not going to pop it out because it's one of these big, you got to fold it and twist it and, you know, wrestle it in there like an alligator. Get in there. And I always talk about using a landing pad to fly. Doesn't matter, does not matter. Does not matter if you think, oh, I've got a clear piece of sidewalk, I've got, you know, this or that, or I'll just set it here on the sand. No, do not take off from the grass. Don't take off from the sidewalk. I mean, if you absolutely have to, you have no choice. Just make sure there's not a grain of sand. Just make sure, because in your drone, as soon as you fire it up, what happens? The prop starts spinning. Even if it's an idle, they're spinning pretty fast. They're kicking up dust, sand, anything on the ground starts to get reflected, gets bounced back up into the drone. Well, what else is going on? Where your drone, particularly if you sit there for a second or a few seconds, a minute or so, before you take off, and you know you are, it's going to sit there. The board inside the drone gets hot. It has a fan in most cases, unless it's a Mavic Mini or some other off-brand drones. It has a fan that starts running to pull air in over that board to keep it cool, to keep it from overheating. Did you hear what I said? Pulls air in. Pulls things. It's a little vacuum cleaner. It starts sucking things through there. Again, you've got sand, you've got debris, you got dust, you got whatever on the ground. Do you want that really getting pulled up inside your drone onto the motherboard, the logic board? No. Worst thing ever is your camera. Camera lenses don't play well with sand. Not good to have on your camera lens, your ND filter, or any of that stuff. So yeah, you know, that's just a terrible thing to have. So use a landing pad. But why am I talking about this? Well, this is kind of a, you know, it's not huge, but, you know, it's kind of bulky and it doesn't fit in my backpack. So whenever I go out, I have to carry 2 bags, or sometimes, you know, clip this on and carry it along. But look at what the wonderful Kelly got me. What? Now, I will say the pop-out landing pad that I just showed you, the round one, it's like a nylon. It has kind of a spring metal ring around it. It's really cool. It's great. It does its job very well. But it could tend to blow away. Now, it comes with stakes if you want to stake it down with these little loops sewn into it. That's fine. But the problem is, you don't always are you going to carry a hammer around too to drive these stakes? I mean, come on. Or are you going to be in a place you can drive the stakes into the ground? What if you're on a parking lot? You're not going to hammer these plastic stakes into the asphalt. Okay, enough of that. We know what we're talking about. This dude just unfolds like yay. We have a blue side and an orange side. And you can kind of tell it's got a little weight to it. It's a little floppy. Not sure what's in there. It's kind of a heavy, maybe plastic or something. I don't think this dude's going to blow away. Plus, it's an ideal size. It's a perfect size. I mean, it's great for the Mavic Air 2, Mavic Pro, any mid-sized drone like that. You can even use it for a Phantom or something up to that size. Perfect size. Comes with these fancy reflector stickers. And when you're done, bingo. Pops right in a little bag. And it does fit in my backpack. In fact, it fits in such a way it adds an extra layer of protection over the main contents of the bag. So it's a win-win-win-win-win. Caffeine. Perhaps the coolest gift, again from the wonderful Kelly. Thank you very much. The controller. Now this is the new DJI controller. I've talked about it some before. This comes with the Mavic Air 2, and it was such a hit. It now comes with the Mini 2, which replaced the Mavic Mini 2. Again, they dropped that word Mavic. It's still a Mavic Mini, but they just shorten it up. It's just Mini 2. Comes with the same controller. Now, I would venture to say when we see the Pro line, the Mavic Pros come out here very likely this year. I mean, I haven't heard anything concrete, but I'd say there's a real good chance we're going to see them this year. It'll have this controller. I'll bet you. I mean, it just makes sense. It's a really good controller. It's a good size, good shape. It's easy to hold. The sticks, the controls, everything are good. The antenna is built in here on a spring-loaded holder. Now, notice this dude flopping around here. I have it installed because I wasn't going to go through just boring you with popping it on there, so I already have it on. But this will hold your smartphone, and it has, see these little black bumpers that holds the bottom of your phone. You can pop it in if you like to fly with your phone, which is perfectly fine. It works very well. But what if you want to fly with something bigger, like a tablet, like an iPad mini, or even a full-size iPad? It ain't going to hold it. Now, they do make some contraptions, which I've got a couple of, that you can snap your mini into, place this in there. I did this actually on a previous episode, if you saw that. And because this kind of mimics the size and shape of a phone, so it holds it in. It does all right. Similar thing here, pops in. And I'm not sure if I can do it because I've got this other holder in place. There we go. And you can see how it creates a little extra space, so you can put a tablet in there and it'll hold. But the thing I think about is, this is pretty important. Not only is it your control screen holder, it's also your antennas, and it's spring-loaded. It's on two metal rods, but do you want to put that kind of stress on that? I mean, it would be ideal, in my opinion, to not put any weight at all. Just let the antenna do one job, and that's be an antenna. Antennize. What do they call that? Whatever an antenna's job is, just leave it at that. So that's that. Well, DJI just released the first official reel from their engineering department, team, crew, staff, whatever, a tablet holder. That's what this is. Now, as you can see, it sort of wraps around. It's all plastic, but it's a really high quality plastic. It wraps around and it snaps on the back here. Now, it leaves room for the antenna to go up and down, and it adjusts in many different ways. Because remember, if you have your phone or tablet on here, that's what you got. You're not going to tilt it, you're not going to adjust it, it's going to be however it fits in there. This, you can adjust, you can move it around, you can do whatever. But wait, check this out. Got a little button here on the side. Ha 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 ha. Slick, eh? That pops up to fit a bigger phone, a tablet, all the way up to a full-size iPad. What? What? How is that for a massive control screen? Let's pop up a view here for you. All right, there's not much to see there because I don't have the drone connected, but just to kind of give you an idea, your controls and your targets, you can see all that, are so much bigger. I mean, you can change your settings so easy because you can see this. And you know, iPads and most tablets, they don't weigh that much. I mean, this is a full size. This is an iPad Generation 6, year and a half old, whatever. The Generation 8 is out now, roughly the same size. It's like minimal difference in exterior dimensions. This is a 9.7-inch screen. The new one is 10.1, I believe, and it will fit in here as well. So that's a really, really, really nice control screen. It weighs a little over a pound. I mean, come on, we can hold a pound, right? Plus the weight of the controller. I mean, you're under 2 pounds there. iPad Mini, even lighter. Fits right in there as well. So if you're thinking about a Mavic Air 2, the Mini 2, just know that your controller can be turned into this giant control screen. So it's really, really, really a nice option. So that is very cool. Plus it, you know, these work fine. There, you know, there's 3D printed plastic for the most part. You have on Amazon, 10, 15 bucks. So, you know, they work. That's one alternative. But professionally, the right device designed to work with the right system is always going to give you your best result. Now, I know some people aren't going to like it because it takes a minute to pop it on and all. But again, you're out on site. You're going through your pre-flight checklist and everything. I mean, you can afford, what, a minute maybe to pop on the nicer controller and afford the weight of a couple extra ounces for the end result being that much better. Yeah, it's a good thing to consider. All right, last thing I'm going to show you. See, I just want to show you all my Christmas toys. I'm just going to show all this off. No, because as we move forward in 2021 and do our flying videos and things like that, you're going to be seeing these things in action. So I want to kind of give you a little preview. And these are things that can benefit you too. Perhaps what will become quite likely my favorite thing is in this little black box that I can't get open. It's childproof again. All right. Check that out. You know what that is? You know what that is. Can you see the numbers? Can you see the mighty numbers? All right. You know, I love me some ND filters. We've talked about it a lot. ND filters, to summarize, they're kind of like sunglasses for your camera. They allow you to adjust the shutter and exposure to get some really creative shots, or just, you know, good quality shots. It helps you establish motion blur. There's a million reasons. I'm not going to give you an ND filter lesson right now. But why is this one so special? See that red ring? This is a VND, variable ND, variable neutral density. So what does that mean? That means you can turn the little red dial with this mount on the camera, not in the box. But you can do it in the box, I guess. You can turn the dial and adjust your stops or intensity of the ND filtering. This particular one goes from 2 stops to 5 stops. Well, why not just have a separate filter for each one? Well, I do. The problem is, on a drone camera like the Mavic Air 2, you always want to be careful. It doesn't matter if it's this drone model or any other drone model. You want to be careful when you handle the camera. They're very delicate. They have 3 motors in there. They are built of very lightweight components, obviously, because it's an aircraft. It has to stay in the air, and weight savings has a huge impact on your fuel or your battery performance. So these are very lightweight, very finely tuned, very I don't know how to say it, just very delicate, very sensitive things to handle. You don't want to get in there and start, cranking on filters and banging things on. Now, I've used drones where the filters press on the front. That's fine. You just have to do it a certain way. You have to be very careful. Others where the filters have had threads and they screw on, again, that's fine. But every time you need to change a filter, you have to bring the drone down and take that filter off. You've got to carefully hold the gimbal, bring the filter off, get the new filter, go through that process again. Well, to change the settings on this one, you still have to bring the drone down. You still have to get your hands on it a little bit. But the thing is, you don't have to take the filter off. You can pop this filter on and leave it on. So that is a huge advantage, because the Mavic Air 2 filters have sort of a clip-on design. It's got these 2 retainer clips, and you twist it about maybe 1/8 of a turn, not quite 1/4 of a turn, to lock it in place. That's really cool because they fit nicely, they fit securely and snug, they're not going anywhere. But again, it's that mechanical action of you putting pressure to twist that filter off, and you really need some really tiny fingers. My hands are kind of big, klutzy hands, and it's a little tricky to get a hold of that for me and swap these filters out. Obviously I can do it, but it's just something I take extra care at. This will be a time saver, a lifesaver, plus I'm only carrying 1 filter around instead of my whole filter set. Now again, granted, it's not a big giant thing to lug around. I still keep them all in my bag, but this dude will be getting more of a workout than all those individual filters. So VND, a variable neutral density, this one goes from 2 to 5. This is from a company, PGY Tech. They make really good quality stuff. I've used a bunch of their stuff in the past. Haven't flown with this yet, but I will be getting out this week and putting it through the paces and see how it does. Again, they make good quality stuff. It's even the box is really nice that comes in. So it's a good thing. And they also make another level that goes from stop 6 to 9, I think. And so, I'll be adding that, but that's for more intense or higher stop range of ND. So anyway, that's it. That's my Christmas. That's what we've got coming for 2021. As always, it's a hyper show. I got a lot to say. Hey, you blame it on the coffee, right? And once it warms up, Dr. Pepper. But again, a gloomy, cloudy, but beautiful Florida day here. Wherever you're at, I hope you're starting the year off great. Black Dog here, having a great start to the year, and we look forward to working with you on your projects. I want to talk to you about your stuff. Always get in touch with me. Don't forget to drop a comment or something down there. I want to hear what's going on. Tell me about your Christmas. Tell me about your New Year's. Tell me what your plans are for photography this year, and wait till you see some of the guests. Again, DroneCav's growing. Cool stuff. Just it's dynamite. Anyway, have a great week. Can't wait to see you next week. Can't wait to talk to you. Happy New Year.